Hey yo, what is good, everybody? SOS Wrestle Talk back at y'all once again for another mother snudging news break review, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a review because no shows happen, but it kind of can technically be a preview of things to come. So, without any further ado, we might as well go into this. If this is your first time checking us out, be sure you like and subscribe. All that good stuff, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The price of subscription, if you don't know, now you know, is free 99. It don't cost you a damn thing. Go ahead. I know you see that red button. Make that thing unred. Make it kind of like a grayish color. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make that thing that grayish color. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing. So, the New Japan Cup brackets have been announced. There are 28 competitors in the cup. The matches with the dates are going to take place have already been announced. So I'm going to give you the brackets. Some people I think are dark horses who could potentially win this thing. So without any further ado, without holding anything up, let's go ahead and let's get into this thing, man. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. So we have on the left side of the bracket, depending on what you're looking at, Sonata's in the cup. I thought he would be maybe out of the cup considering the stipulation Naito had brought up for that championship match, but they didn't listen to Naito, as a lot of times they don't listen to Tetsuya Naito. So Sonata's still in the cup. He actually gets a bye here, so I think that's pretty cool. There'll be another bye we'll talk about here currently in the tournament, but when we get to that, we'll get to that. So we have in these brackets, the first match we're going to have on March 6th. These are all March 6th matches right here. We're going to have Yoshihashi taking on Kenta, a long story rivalry over a bow staff. If you know, you know. If you want to know about that, they've kind of been going at each other for a long time. So they're going to get a singles match right here. This won't be their first singles match. Maybe might not be their last. So we're going to get Kenta taking on Yoshihashi in the first round of New Japan Cup on March 6th. And also on March 6th, this is a match that's actually been building up in the last few weeks. It actually started in the Battle of the Valley, the New Japan show that took place where I believe it was Okada versus Ospreay in the main event. Shota Umino was actually attacked by Jack Perry, who tore up his AEW contract. And also Jack Perry made a vignette this past weekend at New Beginning. So staking his claim to go at Shota Umino. So that would be our first match right there. I guess at this point I might as well give who I think is going to win these matches in the first round. I think that's kind of a fair assessment. You know, might as well. Let's do it. So Yoshihashi Kenta. I got Yoshihashi winning, even though I maybe like Kenta a little bit better. I just think it's a setup for Yoshihashi to win. So I'm going to say that Yoshihashi gets the W and advances to take on Sonata in the second round. Between Shota Umino and Jack Perry, I think this is an easy call. I think you have Jack Perry win this match. You want to establish him as this dastardly heel self coming over here to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And like I said, if it hasn't been said before anywhere else, I'm going to stake my claim to this, and I could be wrong. I think Jack Perry's joining Bullet Club, and it seems like that's the fit what's going down. So I can see Jack Perry joining Bullet Club. Put down in the comment section below if you think that's what's going to happen. I could see that taking place, man. I'm just being real. So next match we have on the 6th of March, we have Toru Yano taking on Yujiro Takahashi. I think Toru Yano wins this match. I'm a fan of Yujiro the Tokyo Pimp, but I think at this point in his career, we know what position he is at on the card. And Toru Yano, even though being a comedic wrestler, he can vary at different spots on the card. He can pin main event wrestlers. He can pin undercard wrestlers. So I think there's a little bit more distance in him doing that as opposed to Yujiro Takahashi, and that's no disrespect to Yujiro. I love Yujiro. Yujiro's a cool guy, but I think Toru Yano is walking away with that victory, moving on to the second round to potentially take on Jack Perry. So then we have on March 7th, days of action, we have TJP taking on David Finlay. We have Tanga Loa taking on the Great Khan. We have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Chase Owens, and getting the bye in this bracket. On the bottom half of the bracket, we have Hiroki Goto. So whoever wins that match between Tomohiro Ishii and Chase Owens is going to go ahead and face Goto on the 3rd or the 12th of March. So I got David Finlay beating TJP. I think that's an easy call. I hate to say that's an easy call, but this is what recently has happened, and him being in this tournament, I think him getting at least a first round victory is definitely an easy call. Tanga Loa versus Great Khan. Even though he just returned, I think Great Khan needs this victory more than Tanga Loa at this point in time. So I'm going to say Great Khan. He is a champion too, so that's also something I could take account. This could be one of those upset things. So, I might be wrong, and I like T. Big T is cool. I want to say to kind of reintroduce Tonga Loa back to New Japan and maybe give him a future challenge for that KOPW title. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Tonga Loa wins. What the hell, man? What the hell? Then the next match we have on the 7th, we have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Chase Owens. Yeah, I think this is going to have Chase Owens win right here. It's going to lead up to the Hiroki Goto versus Chase Owens matchup into the second round. I don't know if I want to predict the whole tournament because that'll take a whole lot of breaking down, but at least we'll give you the first round predictions of who I think are the favorites in this tournament anyway. So on the 8th of March, we have Hikuleo versus Boltin Oleg. Hikuleo's winning. Boltin Oleg's a young lion, unfortunately. And I believe they're on their way out to go on their excursion. So this might be one of his last matches before the excursion happens. Then we have on the 8th as well, Shingo Takagi taking on Yuri Yamura. This match is going to be an underrated banger. This is going to be a match I think that everybody should keep their eyes on as being really fucking good. I think Shingo wins it. I think Yuri Yamura is going to have a little bit to come up for the rest of the year after losing his hair. Yeah, I just think Shingo gets the W, and we're going to have a Hikuleo versus Shingo Takagi match in the second round. So then following up on the 8th, we got Callum Newman of the United Empire taking on Gabriel Kidd of the Bullet Club War Dogs. I think this is easy as well. I think Gabriel Kidd's getting a victory. And yeah, Callum Newman, he's done good things here, but I just think that right now he's going to take this L, and Gabriel Kidd's going to progress in the New Japan Cup right here. So the next match, this even really wouldn't even be an upset. I think this is a pretty evenly contested match, and this is the first time meeting, if I'm not certain. Yota Tsuji taking on Jeff Cobb right here. I actually got Yota Tsuji winning this match. I think that would be one of those kind of things you expect maybe Jeff Cobb to go over, but Yota Tsuji is going to upset. It's not really an upset, but in the grand scheme of things, to a lot of people, it would be an upset. So I'm going to say Yota Tsuji gets the victory right here. In another upset, I'm going to say that Mikey Nichols actually defeats El Phantasmo on the 10th as well. Because so Yota Tsuji, Gabriel Kidd, Rit Narita, and Taichi are all on the 10th. I forgot to mention that. So I think actually here we're going to get Mikey Nichols upsetting El Phantasmo, maybe getting him the challenge for the New Japan Strong Tag Team belts here in the future. We'll see. Also, the last first round match we have in the New Japan Cup is going to be Taichi taking on Rit Narita right here. And so the two people who have the buys in this bracket are Evil and Zack Sabre Jr. So Zack Sabre Jr. is at the bottom half of the bracket with the buy, and the winner of Taichi and Rit Narita goes on to take on Zack Sabre Jr. And we could potentially get a dangerous Techers matchup, man. One of my favorite tag teams of the last couple years. They haven't really teamed in a long time, but man, seeing Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. in the ring together again will be ultimately really special right here. So these are some people who I think are super likely to win the cup. I mean, they are legit, probably most likely out of anybody else. The first guy I got Evil, to be honest. You can have him get all that heel heat in front of a crowd. I can just picture the crowd booing the hell out of him. It seems such like a natural fit. The one thing, the caveat about that is, to me, is he'd be probably the number one favorite if he wasn't the never openweight champion right now. That's just kind of like my thing. He's the never openweight champion. I don't know if he's gonna get the W. So yeah. The second person here, which is actually a guy who was also in the House of Torture, we have Rit Narita. It would be a new guy getting a push, winning the New Japan Cup. You would continue the House of Torture Los Ingobernables Day of Pawn feud from the anniversary show. So I think that's something for us to keep our eye on. Rit Narita getting a victory here in this tournament, because he's definitely a dark horse here. And the last guy who I think is a favorite, heavy favorite to win this tournament, if you ask me, Yota Tsuji, bro. Like, Yota Tsuji's surging so hard right now, and he's made his claim. He's let Naito know what he wants to do ultimately, and that's to take that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship belt away from him. So his first step is to win his first match of the tournament against Jeff Cobb. So, guys, that's been my loose introductory breakdown of the New Japan Cup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. It's your boy, the Pro Wrestling Fly God, man. Signing up out of here. SOS Wrestle Talk. New Japan Cup starts soon. We also get the anniversary match between Sho and Tetsuya Naito. I think the title's on the line. They kind of alluded to it, so we'll see here in the coming days. So also, Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Nick Nemeth for that global heavyweight title at Sakura Genesis. So those are things that we have coming up. So like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's been your boy Blunt Naito, Super Shiyaku, Pro Wrestling Fly God, SOS Wrestle Talk. Like I said, we are signing up out this piece, and I guess peace.